And we are live. Welcome, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 397. Today is Wednesday, May 8th, and I'm your host, Bitcoin Zay. As you can see, holding it down solo today. Here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at our new time, 3-ish. Have some great news for you today, starting with the top story. Hackers steal 40.7 million in Bitcoin from crypto exchange Binance. What a Bitcoin reorganization is and what Binance has to do with it. Bitfinex releases official white paper for $1 billion exchange token offering. Prince Charles recalls he thinks blockchain is very interesting. And finally, Facebook revises policy on blockchain ads and crypto-related materials. And now, our cryptic coin winner from yesterday is nobody, unfortunately. However, we do have some market updates for today. First, Bitcoin is at $5,942, up 0.38%. Ethereum is at $170.01, down 1.84% today. XRP is at 30 cents, down 0.13%. Bitcoin Cash is at $284.07, down 1.51%. Litecoin is at $74.67 today, down 1.19%. EOS is at $4.88, down 0.29%, and Cryptocoin is at 1,049 Satoshis, up 16% today. So that is our market rundown for today. Let's see who we have in the chat box. Let's see. Anani Mouse, thank you for joining in. How you doing? Shannon Allen, how you doing, sir? Tessa Hall, Sergeant Crypto, thank you all for joining. Absolutely good day for some crypto news. So let's get into it. Our first story of the day, actually the top story. Let me make sure we have everything set up here. Binance, they have hackers who stole $40.7 billion from their exchange, more than 7,000 Bitcoin. We got alerted about this hack right before we went on yesterday, so unfortunately we didn't have a chance to get into it. However, we will get into it today. This was a big development. A lot of people are talking about whether Binance, actually has the right security. Some people are, pretty comfortable with the fact that they can pay back the money, but Binance have announced a large-scale security breach that was discovered May 7th, finding that malicious actors were able to access user API keys, two-factor authentication codes, and potentially other info from our favorite CEO, CZ. As a result, they were able to withdraw roughly 41 million in Bitcoin, according to a transaction published in the security notice. So if you were watching this news as it happened, people could see the funds being moved off the exchange to an actual wallet. This disclosure came hours after CZ tweeted that the exchange was undertaking some unscheduled server maintenance, which, as somebody who's in tech, who's done IT, unscheduled server maintenance most of the time means that there is some sort of breach or there is a potential of a breach. So that is funny that this happened right after it, because they probably noticed it, but it was too late. After the disclosure announcement, he also tweeted they will provide more detailed update shortly. So they basically had to put out the good news is, hey, our other wallets are secure and unharmed. This actually happened through a bunch of social engineering, and we can pay back your funds. So most people are fine with that. He also went on to say the hackers had the patience to wait and execute well-prepared actions through multiple seemingly independent accounts at the most opportune time. The transaction is structured in a way that passed our existing security checks. It was unfortunate that we were not able to block this withdrawal before it was executed. Looks like you need to hire these guys, whoever could hack Binance, because they didn't even have security in place to stop it. So hopefully everybody watching, all the Warriors, you have your coins off of Binance, or you checked and seen if they are safe. That is one of the things we stress. Take your coins off of the exchange, keep it in a native wallet, keep your coins safe, and make sure for security reasons you don't leave it there, because this can happen. It can happen anywhere. For those of you who weren't around for Mt. Gox and Silk Road and some of the other small exchanges people used to use, when they go down or whenever they have a security breach, that's usually it. And this is just good that whenever it's happening now, people are able to get paid back, but your money can still get taken just as easily. So from Binance, the exchange, they will use its secure asset fund for users, also known as Seifu, which, funds of Seifu, or it was kind of a running joke now. It won't impact users. They will be able to fund it with 10% of all the trading fees that are absorbed by the exchange. And it was initially launched to protect users for this reason. So they have it in cold storage. They can move it to actually accommodate all of their users to make sure their money is returned. They have to take the hit on the chin, 41 million gone, which isn't much to $1 billion company. However, it is a security breach that people basically socially engineered, waited for a long time. People are always plotting. So it doesn't matter what you think about exchanges being safe. People always have a plan. This did drive the price down a bit. Didn't really have that big of an impact, which is good news. That is the glass half full in this. So definitely good to see there. It didn't impact the price completely, because usually exchange hacks, we're going down, $500 to $1,000 because the potential sell-off that could happen. So it was not that big of a deal. However, from a monetary or from a standpoint of being out in the public, you want to make sure you're not getting hacked just for security reasons. So let's see what we have in the comments here. Tony Nolly, what's going on, boss? S1 Dubs, yes sir, been a while. CPW, glad to have you in from the UK. Shannon Allen, yep, it was 2% of a hot wallet. So yes, they took a very small percentage of a hot wallet. This was not cold storage. Bitcoin didn't get hacked. It is not something that affected it at all. So let's see what else. When Bitfinex goes down, SEC and FBI going for Binance next. That's why they need the DEX out so soon. That's actually a good point, crypto and culture. The DEX that I think they're putting out is a way for them to be able to wash sort of the cryptocurrencies that have moved around, because they were one of the only exchanges to have US users. For two, you could move up to 2 Bitcoin without any KYC, which is a large amount. That's a pretty big amount for small retail investors. If you can move 2 Bitcoins a day, I mean, you can move 10 to 14 in a week, and that's a pretty big number. That's almost 100K at the price it is now. So they are one of the people, I think the SEC and them, they are based in Malta for a reason, people. They do have some dealings that aren't US regulated, but as far as cryptocurrency goes, this is how exchanges should operate without the hacks, of course. Let's see, Kevin Hodges, appreciate you. Thank you for the tip. Definitely will stay teaching. Actually, got to take some tests this weekend for a crypto academy out here in LA. So taking some tests from that. I stay on the education tip, going to UCLA in a little bit too. So yeah, Antonio, what's going on, boss? Good to see you in from the UK as well. So we got two UK people in here. I think first time ever. And shout out to everybody on Facebook as well. Make sure to like and share. And if you're watching on Facebook, share it as a watch party so we can bring in all the watchers at one time. So moving forward, going along with the Binance story, Binance actually proposed that they roll back the Bitcoin blockchain in order for this hack to not be possible. For those of you who do not know how blockchains work, blockchains are supposed to be immutable, meaning that whatever happens on the blockchain happens and you're not supposed to roll it back. That's why Ethereum got some flack when they rolled back their or actually forked off their chain and left Ethereum Classic as the original, and then the funds that were taken, they were able to recover and move forward with Ethereum that we have today. Binance basically wanted to reorganize the blockchain to roll it back to before the hack and be able to restore that money so that the people who actually took it would not be able to use it. And if that was possible, that would basically make Bitcoin's blockchain immutable. That is one of the features that makes Bitcoin great. The idea was suggested a few hours after the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, was hacked when developer Jeremy Rubin, who has worked on Bitcoin and Stellar's core code, tweeted to the founder, "If you reveal your private keys for the hacked coins, you can decentralize at a zero cost to you to coordinate a reorg to undo the theft." Rubin essentially suggested that by getting a majority of miners on board, the transaction history could be adjusted and the funds will be broken up and sent to them instead. The reorganization would cost some money for the miners. However, it would prevent the 7,000 Bitcoin attack. Thank goodness they didn't go through with this, because if you are in the Bitcoin space, this is a part of risk management. You can get your stuff taken. In this industry, a lot of times we've had hacks happen. We've known other people, big $30, $100 million hacks have happened. It's part of the game, people. It happens. You have an insurance fund, move forward. Please do not entertain any rollback of the Bitcoin blockchain, because that would effectively put certain people in power to roll back transactions. When you open that Pandora's box, we're basically going to see the beginning of the end if that was possible. So hopefully they can shore up their security, one, so this doesn't happen again. Two, stop proposing rollbacks. Rubin, that is not really supposed to happen. And that is definitely insane to think a bunch of miners would agree on it. Definitely don't think that will happen. And then 3, let's move it forward. Let's make sure that all of the exchanges have insurance funds, because Binance can get hacked with that much money at their able to be used. Any other exchange can probably be hacked. Any smaller altcoin exchange. So let's see, you got a few more new people in. Let's see who we got here. Milto, hey, what's going on, boss? Maximilian Price, what's going on, boss? Malik Howard, how you doing, my man? Trek, this is the same shit I was talking about this morning. Yeah, this is unheard of that people would try and roll back for a hack simply for a company. That just doesn't happen. So glad that wasn't taken serious. It was important to people who are watching who don't understand how blockchains work. This is something that makes it very, very secure, is that it can't be rolled back without the miners' majority. And because that will probably not happen, Binance will have to take this hit on the head. Unfortunate for them, but life moves on. So Bitfinex releases official white paper for $1 billion exchange token offering. We just discussed this, people. We just said this on the past show, I believe 2 or 3 days ago. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex was releasing or thinking about releasing a white paper describing a $1 billion exchange token. This paper actually came out, and it revealed they will launch a dedicated platform for projects to raise funds via similar initial exchange offerings we've seen before. We've seen all of these initial exchange offerings happen on Bittrex. They've been awful so far. If you look at the charts, type in or Google IEOs or initial exchange offerings. Look at the chart for every single one that has happened. It has been one big pump and dump. These are people trying to dump their worthless coins onto people until they change over time, unless these companies actually do something. This is just one big pump and dump. But Bitfinex, after losing $850 million, supposedly, with the Tether crisis, Bitfinex published a white paper Wednesday confirming the reports that it's aiming to raise up to $1 billion worth of the Tether stablecoin by selling its own exchange token dubbed Leo in a private sale. Now, let me try. I may have my tinfoil hat on right here, but we just discussed Gemini, and then Facebook has competition called Libra, and now Bitfinex has their own token that's coming out called Leo. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not that big into astrology. I don't know that much, but I wonder if that has something to do with their naming of these tokens or of their exchange or whatever with astrology. Somebody hit me up if that has something to do with anything, but they dubbed it Leo. Kind of corny. Only Leo I acknowledge is Leonardo DiCaprio, but that is the name they're going with. The white paper indicated the private sale will end on May 11th, not the previously reported May 10th. So that is in 4 days here. The private sale will end. That will be a lot of Chinese investors buying up these tokens to help keep Bitfinex afloat. Very smart idea. However, can't trick the crypto warriors. We knew this was happening. We knew if you brought it up, you basically just wanted to see market sentiment. They said here, if fewer than 1 billion Tether tokens are sold, the issuer may thereafter sell remaining tokens at times and in a manner it deems appropriate in its sole discretion, consistent with applicable law. Whatever that law is, I want to read it, but they basically are going to sell. They're going to sell these tokens to somebody. Somebody's going to buy this $1 billion. And the paper actually states projects that successfully raise capital on this platform are subsequently listed on the 2 exchanges as permitted by applicable law, and token sale participants receive their subscribed tokens in their exchange wallets. First token sale is scheduled for June 2019. So, this is one of the many things we've discussed with exchanges. This is a very new development. We went from, ICOs to STOs. Now we're at IEOs, exchange offerings, and Bitfinex looks like they're trying to recover some of the losses from before. Not mad at them for that. However, this is basically a slap in the face to U.S. regulators. Like, hey, if you want to try and take us down, I just explained to you, Chinese investors do not back down. They are going to hold this exchange up as much as possible. That's the real war. It's U.S. versus China right now. And with this trade deal, this may be something that comes up in the future. Bitfinex being able to stay solvent will definitely be a topic of discussion. So let's look at some of our different people here. Let's see. Yep, Trey. Dude literally saying, let's do a 51% attack and call it rollback. Yeah, with CZ. Yeah, that idea, even when I saw it, I was like, is this a joke? Did somebody meme this? Because that could not have been an actual solution. Crypto and Culture says the fact that CZ thinks he got that kind of power is crazy or scary. Sorry. Yeah, the dude who brought it up, Jeremy Rubin, he stated it, and then CZ kind of went along with it. He didn't stop it or deny it, but ultimately he realized that's a bad idea too. Let's see, Shannon Allen. Everyone is using their Zodiac. Yeah, I just got introduced to it once I got out here to LA. Heard of it before. People out here are really deep in Zodiacs. I don't understand it as much as I want to, but I'll dig more into it as I get a little older. Chris Thornton, thank God they didn't get my ripples. Yeah, that would have been bad. Don't want to get your stuff took off Binance. And Wired Sparks. Coinbase is probably coming out next with the stable coin called Aquarius. Yeah, that's the funny thing to me. If they come out with a stable coin and it's named after the Zodiac sign, there's got to be some sort of ancient Zodiac culture where when money's involved, it helps the business. I don't know. I know there's something with colors businesses use. There's something with symbols that businesses use. So the names that they use have to have some sort of significance, and they're all Zodiac signs. So I'm just trying to put two and two together. Like I said, I might have my 10-4 hat on, but it's all good. Let's see. Moving forward, Prince Charles recalls he thinks blockchain is very interesting. One of United Kingdom royal family's most prominent members believes blockchain is an interesting development, according to candid comments he gave during a meet and greet yesterday. So while he was visiting, there was a fan who did yell out, "What do you think about Bitcoins, blockchain, Bitcoins, cryptocurrency?" And if you see the video, at first, it's like he's trying to remember what somebody told him to say, because he was like, Bitcoins, blockchain, very interesting development. And then it just like comes out like that's literally the cue card that they gave him to say. If somebody says Bitcoin to you, say, I don't know about all that. But blockchain, say that. This is, if you watch the video, just type in Prince Charles and Bitcoin, you will literally see, like for a second, whatever he was told to say is like he's trying to remember it, comes out and says it. And this was about as far as most people in any government will go is, yeah, blockchain, very interesting. I heard it's going to change everything, but there's no real push behind it. People that watch Billions, you can see them go over blockchain 100 times in one show, but they mentioned cryptocurrency once. Like, yeah, I paid in cryptocurrency, and then that was it. While the UK government has taken a conservative stance on cryptocurrency, it's been interpreted as negative. The royals have so far remained quieter about the phenomenon. Of course they have. The money system as they see it is changing. The old guard is crumbling. There's a black baby as a granddaughter right now. So in the first time in UK history, times are changing, people. They're just gonna have to deal with it. And the fact that they know what blockchain is, they know exactly what Bitcoin is. So whenever you see that video, watch it, have a good laugh. See somebody like Prince Charles actually mention it. Is another base hit, as we always say. Somebody's gonna see that and be like, so it must be really interesting that Prince Charles said it or whatever. So Prince Charles, thank you for that comment. You most of these public figures don't realize everywhere you go now, there's probably gonna be like one guy that yells out, "What do you think about Bitcoin? What do you think about blockchain?" I've been that guy before at certain places just to see what people would say, and every time it's always something along these lines. So it's good though because it's free promotion. And our last story of the day before we get out of here. Facebook revises their policy on blockchain ads and crypto-related materials. Thank goodness, because they shut down everything. Google, they just had a blanket ban. They got rid of it. Google is starting to come back a little bit. I've seen a Coinbase ad, and I saw one other company, but not as many as there was in ICO craze of 2017. But ads pertaining to blockchain tech, industry news, as well as events and educational materials for cryptocurrencies can now be displayed on Facebook without prior approval. The social media giant announced this development today on Facebook Business. This marks a change from last year when Facebook implemented a policy that required crypto and blockchain promoters to get prior consent before they could run advertisements. The press release goes on to specify that this change will not apply to advertisements that seek to promote a particular cryptocurrency or an ICO. ICOs are dead, people. Like, just get that out of your head. If you know someone that is trying to promote an ICO to you, they are regulation-wise, it's security. So the SEC is clamping down. And then on the social media side, there is no way Facebook is going to allow ICO craze to happen again. There were people who they were, promoting cryptocurrencies that had nothing to do with blockchain technology. They would just throw it in there, and those ads were getting people to invest. So thank goodness they got rid of the trash, and they are allowing some sort of ads. Because even though I don't really like Facebook as much, we do use it to an extent. So at this point, we do want to be able to put ads if we have a product to sell. Advertisers who wish to promote a specific product, such as mining software and hardware, will have to undergo a rigorous background screening. They have to show the licenses they've obtained, whether they're trading on a public stock exchange, and other relevant public background in their business. You didn't think Facebook was just going to open up to you? No. Zuckerberg is definitely not, on the jack from Square Wave, where he's trying to make, cryptocurrency what it's supposed to be. Definitely trying to rein it in and make sure, hey, if you are trying to promote something that we can't really regulate, we definitely want to get all your background information. You didn't think Facebook was going to go away that easy. They definitely need that data from you. I would not give Facebook my mining or anything trading data ever. So get them out of our pockets. Let's see. We have a comment here from Monique Michelle from Facebook. The royal family needs to write reparation checks. Then I'll pay attention. Oh, yeah. Their family it's a lot of history, goes way, way far back. And the fact they're still in power, they have the name, but they don't really run anything. It's so weird. I don't know. UK, somebody from the UK, please. Antonio, somebody explain it to me. I heard the Queen has no power, but the Parliament, and I don't know, man. Whatever. They're just there for looks. It seems like. So let's get into some more of these comments on YouTube. Let's see. Christoran Zay, what's the greatest book I've read? The autobiography of Malcolm X. My favorite book of all time. I probably read it 100 times. I could read it. I'd rather read it than watch TV most of the times. Amazing story. I think that's the American dream, coming from nothing, actually becoming something that stands for something. That is the American dream. And in my opinion, greatest autobiography ever written. So S1 Dubs, actually not a conspiracy theory. It's well known that there's some folklore, astrology, and other off the beaten path stuff with these names. Taught in some business school. See, I knew it. I did not go to B school. I got my education on the street, so to say. Learn business, doing just regular entrepreneurship stuff. But S1 Dubs, I have heard these things from businesses that there is ancient knowledge used in a lot of the marketing and logos and stuff that they use, because they know how it affects the human brain. Once you get into human psychology and how people think, and this is what most people are going to do, the selling that product is easy. That's why people pay so much for marketing. So I knew it was something there. I have to look deeper into it, definitely. Shannon Allen, I'm going to take out an ad that says CryptoCoin, the real future is private. Hey, I would love to see it on Facebook. That would be great. Just unfortunate, we won't be able to do a particular cryptocurrency without that check. So that kind of sucks. Crypto Warriors had to get my crypto off Trust Wallet just because of the Binance Association. Yeah, moving around to different wallets if you think they have better security. Let's see who else we got. Shannon Allen, Propaganda, Edward Bernays. Great. Yeah, if that's a great book to read, I will check it out as well. And let's see if we have any more comments here. Let's see, a few more rolling in. Monique Michelle again. The Queen is the largest landowner on earth. They have no power, but they have all the wealth. They own more land than the Catholic Church. Yeah, I figured they own some land, but man, I thought the Catholic Church had the most. Good gracious. Yeah, well, land is basically the only scarce thing on earth is land. So that's why it has such high value. The problem is if you want to use that land, you got to pay the companies who are owned by these people. That's why they stay rich. They're not on Forbes. Their money is beyond Forbes. So yeah, there's one of those problems that it's not going to go away during our lifetime, but it is starting to crumble right now. Let's see who else we got on YouTube. We got a few more coming in. Crypto culture can't mess with the Trust Wallet. Yeah, if you can't use Trust Wallet, definitely look for another solution. But thank you all for watching today. Let's see. Someone said S1 Dubs. Any news with crypto adoption out of Africa? Well, I did just have there is a blockchain meetup in Nigeria. Just slid across my email. Blockchain meetup in Nigeria. As far as adoption goes, still have the Bitcoin lady in Botswana. We have people in Kenya, Ghana. We have Sinclair Skinner working out of Zimbabwe. There's a lot of adoption going on in Africa. South Africa is one of the biggest buyers of cryptocurrency. Actually, I don't know if I've said this before, but I have a book coming out soon, getting it already now, that actually discusses our connection with a lot of people in African countries, because the adoption rate over there is way faster than it is here. You just don't hear about it, and you just don't see the regulation talk that we have here. So let's see, who else do we have? CZ is in Uganda. Yep, that's another one. Chris Patton Walker, why do you think XRP price does not move? If you haven't watched our show before, we've talked about XRP as a pump and dump type of coin, where it's pumped by people who own it. They make money off of it. They sell it off to all the noobs who think they can make a quick buck. And honestly, the reason it hasn't moved, it doesn't have any utility. is literally, in my opinion, a security. You buy it hoping that you can sell it for something later. I don't know if you can buy anything with XRP. If you're a retail consumer, as a business, if you want to buy 1 million XRP and use it for your enterprise solutions, that is the use case for it. So for regular people, the price, that's why it doesn't move. It really doesn't have a use case. And speculation wise, nobody really jumps into it until it pumps. 2 days, it'll pump 400%, and then it'll dump on everybody for the next 4 months. So that's been XRP's history. Let's see. Chris Thornton, the richest people in the world are not public. Forbes is a list for suckers. Yep, you know it. Like I said, I don't even read the Forbes list. That's not who's rich. That's or that is who's rich. That's not who's wealthy. Wealth is owning, like Monique Michaud said, owning more land than the Catholic Church. Like there's people who own a color. I know there's people who own, crazy stuff. They own a patent on the wrapper that's on every bottle. That's wealth. Like people are never gonna stop drinking soft drinks. So let's see. Horizon does big things in Africa. Yep, that's a good one. And Chris Thornton, how do I buy a signed copy of your book? Website's going up next month for pre-sale orders. Once that's gone, I'm trying to market the marketing package. I'm putting it all together now. So yeah, definitely have all of that stuff ready for you. And Chris Thornton threw it in. XRP is a scam coin. And Chris Pat Walker, what about Ripple? Same thing. That XRP, they try to say, oh, it's XRP is the coin and Ripple is the protocol. All right, whatever, semantics. The coin that is Ripple or XRP doesn't move. It's sort of a scam for retailers. So for those of you who watch, thank you for watching today. Remember to like and share. Make sure you subscribe as well. Make sure to check us out on Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify as well. A couple projects, like I just said, the book coming out next month. Hopefully, everything next month, everything goes smooth. Of course, Blockchain Online, still having signups as well. Got a lot of good stuff going on. Staying busy. Want to make sure we have everybody on the right path going into 2020 when we have our next happening. Should be a good year. So thank you all for watching and have a good one. Cheers.